Hello, hello. Welcome to our class on rewiring your money beliefs or your money stories. I am so excited and happy that you guys are here. I am just going to um, stream this to my Facebook so that you guys can see it. And other than that, I'm very excited that you guys are here. If this is the first time that you're tuning in, please subscribe. Consider subscribing so that you can get our weekly educational information content. My name is Vanessa, and I am the founder of ProsperaMama. And what I teach is energetics, quantum physics, universal laws that help us change the way we think, the way we feel, and our lives. So, again, thank you so much for being here. I want to talk today about money stories or money beliefs. And the reason why I want to talk to that about that is because I love teaching or sharing information that you guys are interested in, information that is going to make a change in your life. This is not about knowledge. We all have intellectual knowledge and we all have resources that can teach us things, especially now in this era. This is about teaching your body, creating new networks of information. It's about seeing a change in your life. Otherwise, then I'm just not really doing what I am set out to do. So I want to give you a different understanding, and that's called a raising consciousness. And a raising consciousness means that I look at things from a different point of view, because consciousness means energy, and energy means it has to do with your electromagnetic field. So before I get into how our financial situation is formed and why we may be experiencing difficulty or feelings of scarcity or things like that. Before I get into that, I want to share with you guys a little bit about a little bit of proof. And the reason why is because when I give you sound information, your frontal lobe creates a model of understanding. And what does that mean? I'm going to break it down as simple as I can. I am a firm believer, and I know based on science that when you meditate, you change your brain waves. And when your brain waves are changed, you go from being stressed and overworked and worried and trying to be in control to a surrendered state. A surrendered state means that the energy that you are using to think about the scarcity, what you don't have, what you're lacking, what you're missing out on, how hard the world is, right? That would be scarcity. There's not enough resources. There's not enough things that are allowing me, or I need more things. So when you are there, your body is in this sense or state of cortisol and adrenaline. And I want you to really identify, is my body in a state of flight or fly? And I want you to identify that, because once you do, you can raise your level of awareness. So when we are constantly thinking about, oh my God, I have to do this and I have to do the other thing, and I have this problem here and I have that other problem here, and then I have to go to my office, and then I hate my coworkers, and all of that, that is a clear indication that your body is in a state of cortisol or adrenaline, which means that you are out of coherence. And that is important for you to know, because every human, every living organism has something called an electromagnetic field. The electromagnetic field, it is a field of energy surrounding your body. And that field of energy, the interesting thing is you are not aware of it until you realize that you have that. So you have it now. And if this is the first time that you are hearing about an electromagnetic field, you have brought that into your awareness, your state of mind. Okay. And your electromagnetic field is really cool because it actually has electricity in form of information from your thoughts, and then it has feelings from your body. So let me give you a clear example. Every single day, you always have an electromagnetic field. It's not something you can turn off or turn on, right? So you already know that. It means that once I became aware of that, now I can connect to it. Now I know it's there. And Dr. Joe always uses this example. You know, your nose is always there. But when do you realize, oh, your nose is there? When you realize it, when you place your attention on it, right? Throughout the day, you don't go asking, do I have a nose? Do I not have a nose? It's the same thing with your electromagnetic field. You don't ask that. Once you become aware of it, I have an electromagnetic field. It's there. You can find it. So It sends out thoughts in form of electricity and feelings in form of magnetism. So that means when you are um, lacking something, right? And we're using money in this example. When you are lacking something, how would you feel? You would feel scared. You would feel that you need to go find something. You would feel that you need to do something. You would feel that you need to control something to change the outcome. Am I right? Would you agree on that? Let me know. So, what happens there is that you could be saying, I am powerful, I am abundant, I am rich, I am worthy, right? That is what you are saying. But if that is not what you are feeling, you only give out what you feel, not only what you say. And there is a disconnection between the body and the mind. And that means that you are out of coherence. That also means that your brain is signaling in every different direction. And let me explain to you something that is really important. When we start seeing money as what it is, which is the exchange of energy that we use to obtain something that we want, we can change our money stories. And what is a money story or a money block? How many of you have heard before, oh, I have money blocks, especially now that there's a raising consciousness, which basically means this. Many years ago, we as humans were more bound or were more focused on the Newton model of behavior. And the Newton model of behavior is an amazing, incredible scientific advancement, I guess I could say. But the Newton model of behavior is used for regulating or measuring distance between one thing and another thing, right? So the Newton model is something that we use in our day to day life. But listen to this, the Newton model of behavior got kind of stuck when it had to describe living organisms or things that were in movement. And what does that mean for you? Why would you care about this? Because the Newton model of behavior means I work hard, I work 30 hours, I do more. I have 5 jobs, and those 5 jobs are going to give me the wealth that I want. That means that it's the cause and effect, right? And what does that mean even more simplified? I am waiting for something outside of myself to change. I am waiting for something outside of myself to come into my vortex or field of energy in order for me to produce a feeling or an emotion. So if you are waiting for things like winning the lottery or marrying into richness or anything outside of yourself, right? That is the Newton model of behavior. If it means that first I'm going to obtain that outside of myself, and then I'm going to feel wealthy, or then I'm going to feel abundant, or then I'm going to be grateful, or then I'm going to go for my dreams. And I want you to erase that. I want you to realize that what governs human behavior, actions, physiology is quantum physics. And what does that say? It says you have an electromagnetic field that you output every single day. And that electromagnetic field is something that I'm going to give you. Thank you so much for the follows. That I am going to give you an example of. You know, when you go into a place and you're like, I love being around this person gives me energy, I feel so amazing and so incredible. That is a person that is emitting high vibrations. And high vibrations are vibrations of love and joy and excitement. And you know, when you go into a place and you're like, I can't be here anymore, I'm completely drained, I need to go. That is a clear indication that you have an electromagnetic field that measures energy. And there's a signal of information that says, there's jealousy or guilt or anger or whatever it is, right? Low consciousness, low vibrations. So when we are when we understand that our electromagnetic field produces information that is a magnet to what we receive, which we could say is truly the science of manifestation. You can turn blue in the face and say all the affirmations that you desire in front of a mirror, but if you are not teaching your body how would that feel like, then you're not doing anything, because the feelings that you have in your body not only are attached to your automatic nervous system, But they also have a network of information in your brain. And do you know how this forms? Let me give you this information. So our money beliefs or money stories or money blocks are really stories that we have adapted into our life in regards to money. And here's how it goes. When you are born, you have a specific brainwave, and that means that you are highly suggestible. You obtain information from your environment that, since you don't have an analytical facility yet, because you're young, you don't have that developed yet, you accept anything from your outer environment as a truth, right? That is all you know. So if your parents, caretakers, figures of authority had a disassociation or had money stories, they will be transferred to you. And here's what happens physiologically. So you have your parents say things like money is the root of all evil, or it's really hard to work for money, or how dare you want that. Those beliefs become your story. And when you grow up, they show up not only in every step of the way, but mainly when you have to deal with money. And in my experience as a business coach for women entrepreneurs, when someone has a money story, it's not that they don't want to heal, or it's not that they don't want to reach their next level of income in their life. That's not what it is. It is that your money story, meaning you being faced as a child to scarcity, to problems with money, to your parents maybe hating someone that had money, or an experience where maybe in your adult life you went through a bankruptcy, or you had some type of lack, right? Like I had money and then I lost it, or I made a financial mistake. Those experiences in your body create a memory that is associated with money, and they create a network of information in your brain. And that is a process that is done subconsciously. So that means that every single time that you think about financial issues, you're going to override those financial issues with the memory that you had. And if it's a memory of lack, of I can't do it, of it's so hard, of it won't work, of this doesn't work with me, that is exactly what you're bringing into the present moment. Nothing else and nothing more than that. So you don't stay there. This is not a live or a class on how bad it is and how, no, this is about you regaining your power through a new level of consciousness, which means new information for you to change and rewire those networks, and for you to make more money, be more visible, be more empowered. Okay. We have to change the narrative. The narrative has to change, and it has to change because studies show that women contribute their income to their community, place of congregation, whatever it is, and to their family. And as a mom of girls, I know, and I take it very seriously, that my impact here, right? The impact that we are making is what? Raising generations that are more conscious than we are, so that they can get ahead, so that they can do bigger and better things than we did. And the only way that you do that is having financial freedom, because you have choices. When you have money, you have choice. You have a choice to take your kid to extracurriculum activities, or to provide something that you didn't have, right? Even if it's cultural changes, that's what happens, right? Another thing is, when you are in a story that has lack, that says I can't do this, I can't reach this, I don't have the money, right? You are perpetuating the cycle. And here's what happens. I want you to know this, and I want you to know, because in case you have ever experienced this, you do not have to stay there. Okay, my chats and my community is not about staying and feeling sorry for ourselves. It's about overcoming ourselves and creating a new reality, because every human has that divine right. So, and one of the things that I want you to realize is that when you have a belief about money, a money block, whatever you want to call it, it's just a story. It's a story that has been imprinted in your subconscious mind, and it gives you results in your current 3D reality. And that story is there, and it will replay until you make a conscious decision. Because when you are going through money issues, right, you can bring it in but you can't hold it, or you're not making sales, or whatever it is that you're going through, right? You can only think of that situation and the problem that you have. And that is a clear indication that you are, again, disassociated. That means that you're not even in your body. Your power, your energy is thinking about everything outside of yourself and nothing within. You have given your power away. And do you know that your body is probably so accustomed to that that you continue, ask yourself, when I'm going through maybe a financial issue, or when I'm going through something that has to do with growing my business, making more sales, whatever it is, right? When I'm going through that, can I think different than how I feel? Can I think and feel, can I think, oh my God, I can't do this, it's so hard, it's not working for me, and feel grateful at the same time? You can't, because you have conditioned your body to emit the same energy. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a bad way. Ask yourself, can I think different than how I feel? If I am feeling disempowered and sad and in lack and angry, can I feel different? Can I bring up emotions of gratitude and a joy for life and an excitement to be here? No, I can't, because those are things that are biologically in your body, your hormones. Can you believe that? Okay, Vanessa. So now I have been able to identify myself in a few of the things that you have said. What do I do next? How do I rewire my brain and my body? And how do I change my money story? Right? Wouldn't you want to know that? Because otherwise, this is just lecture. The first thing that I want you to do, or I want you to know or become aware of, is you have the power to change your reality right now. Because if you understand or even believe at some level that your thoughts create your reality, the only person that controls your thoughts is you. That's the first thing. The second thing that I always tell my girls inside the Aligned CEO, a thought is just a thought. It doesn't mean that it has to rule your life and you are the one that gives it power. Because if you can give power to a bad thought, then you can give power to a good one, right? If your thoughts by themselves will rule your life, then why don't the thoughts of you being rich and abundant and wealthy and capable and committed and confident, why don't they rule your life? Right? So just knowing, okay, whatever I did in the past, whatever financial mistakes I had, whatever it was, that is just a learning experience. I am now conscious, aware, and willing to take action to change that reality, right? Wouldn't that sound better? So, what is the first thing that you need to do in order to know that? You have to ask yourself, okay, am I living in the present moment? Because in reality, the present moment is the only moment that exists. Let me open parentheses. Look up time, space, and time theory, and you will understand a little bit more of what I'm saying. So the first thing is, okay, am I in the present moment? And how do I know that? What are the thoughts that are predominant in me? Oh my God, I have to do this. Oh my God, I have to do that. Oh my God, I have another bill. Oh my God, I can't make it. Oh my God, there's not enough. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Okay, so now I am aware that my thoughts influence my reality. Can I start by becoming aware of my thoughts? Once you do that, you are bringing energy back into your body. How awesome is that? The second thing, because this is a process of self awareness, it is a process of making the unconscious conscious. You have 80 to 90,000 thoughts in one day. And those thoughts are the majority of them unconscious, which means that you're not even conscious of what you're saying to yourself. And I always use this example. What do you say when the door of your bedroom closes and you know no one's listening to you? I'm so fat, I'm so skinny, I'm so bad, I can't do this, it's so hard, I can't take this one more day. Those are your unconscious thoughts. So the first thing that I want you to know is, okay, starting today, I'm going to be mindful of my thoughts. I'm going to bring them into my conscious awareness so that they don't continue to reinforce all those networks of information that make up my electromagnetic field, because that is the energy that I'm putting out. And that is the magnetism that I'm going to attract. You will never going to attract abundance and gratitude and excitement and opportunities from a state of mind of lack. Okay. The second thing that I want you to do, that I want you to know is If one person did it, anybody else can do it. You can change your money story. I don't care what has happened in the past. The third one is you have to have a really good talk with yourself and ask yourself, am I willing and ready to remove or let go of all past conditioning? Meaning, am I going to continuously, when I'm making a change in my life and creating new thoughts, am I going to say, no, 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 but remember you tried that and it didn't work? But remember you've tried this in the past, but it's better that you don't do it. I want you to know that when you're making a change, you're not only changing on a brain, on a mind level, it's physiologically. So it's going to feel uncomfortable at the beginning for you. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, it's so hard, I don't have enough for my bills, for you to go from there and say, wait, 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 1 second, that is the old me. And I know that those thoughts generate results, and since I have given up those bad results that I no longer want, what is the next most empowering or loving thought that I can have? I understand from experience, when we are in, having financial troubles or not seeing the growth that we want in our business or whatever it is, I understand that it could seem difficult, right? It could seem difficult to um, uh, choose a better next thought, but that is the only thing that you have to do. You don't have to go and get another job. You don't have to go and do a lot of matter to matter. And matter to matter means what I do as a human being: get another job, apply, do other things, right? Sometimes when we realize, okay, enough with the matter to matter, is when we go into a surrendered state. When you go into surrendered state, the most magical things happen in your life. Not only are you having more energy, so you physically are going to feel better, but there's going to be opportunities and things that come from you, that come to you, that you're like, how did this happen? I'll share one. One of the things that we encourage, or that I encourage you to do, is to change your focus. And what we do when what we focus on, we energize. That is why the last thing that you want to do when you are going through a financial difficulty is focus on how it's not going to get resolved, how this always happens to you, how you're going to do it. Being smart from the quantum, and the quantum means huge results in a small amount of time. That's why you want to play with that, because that is your true nature. That is your divine right. That is the door and the gateway to anything that you desire. And I was speaking with a very good friend of mine yesterday, and she said to me, Vanessa, my brother is taking all of my energy. He completely depletes me. I feel like I'm responsible for his feelings. And I told her, listen to me, you are giving all of your power away to that situation, and you're only going to make it worse. So if you have tried everything like you told me, that means that you have tried everything matter to matter. And I am here to tell you that science has been able to prove that we are all bound by this infinite field of possibilities. Any possibility that you can imagine, and even ones that you can't imagine yet, is in that field of energy, which we are, of information, which we are all connected by. So what do? You go into that field of energy instead of trying to change something matter to matter, because obviously now you haven't been able to change it, right? Right? So instead of being, I can't do this, it's too hard. No, what is beyond this? And what is beyond this, how would I feel when this is resolved? And at the beginning, your body might say, your ego mind, the resistance, you can't do that. It's hard. It won't work. It sounds too good to be true. And when you realize that that is what you're saying to yourself, you are not going to judge yourself. You are going to take dominion over your life. And you're going to say, no, that was an old thought from an old personality that used to live in lack. And that is no longer who I am. And when you show up with that conviction and that intention, you automatically change the electromagnetic field. And by universal law, you will see results in your life. That is how it works. And you have access to that right this moment. You don't need anything else. You don't need to pay anyone. You don't need to do anything. This is about empowering yourself. And maybe you're going to have to put down the scrolling or the phone and go and read a book on quantum physics, just so that you increase your model of understanding, so that when you're doing your meditations or when you are changing your life, you remember why you're doing it. That's how it works. So you're going to have to trade maybe the feelings of comparison and guilt and not being able to do it and fear for empowering ones. And there's something that is so magical. And I want to share this with you, as cliche as it sounds. Every thought carries a vibration or frequency into the earth, literally into the sphere. And with positive thoughts, you are changing those electromagnetic fields. The same thing goes with negative and disempowering thoughts. If everyone would know this, imagine, or practice this, imagine where would we live, or how would we live, and how different our life would be, right? That's how it works. If you see me holding this, it's a external mic, and it's because the audio, we want it to be very clear, so that's why you see this. Okay, Vanessa, so how do I go from being in scarcity and a limited mindset, and what does that mean? So when you are in scarcity, if I told you that your thoughts and your feelings generate your results, what would you see in scarcity? You would see fear, you would see lack, you would feel lack, you would not really be in the present moment, but be worried about tomorrow and very concerned with what happened yesterday. And you would, in the tangible, not make sales, not receive money, maybe even create more debt to reinforce that belief that you are giving out with your energy, right? I could never do it. I'm a bad money manager. I am disorganized. I can't sell. All those things, right? Are your thoughts and your feelings, and that produces an electromagnetic field. So if you are in that situation, what would you see? What would you see in your physical life? You would see scarcity. And scarcity is what? Not enough. So here's the interesting thing. This not only happens to our personal life, but it also happens in our business. And the first energy sensor that has to do with money, do you know which one it is? It's your root chakra. It's the closest one to the ground, the one that has to do with anything tangible or 3D. Because for something to become solid, it has to, it's uh, the most solid form of energy is what becomes tangible, and it's in the lowest scale of vibration, because the higher the speed, the closer to oneness, God, the divinity. The lower the speed, the more matter it is, the more condensed it is. So thank you, Tanya. Listen, what we're doing here is leveling up your level of awareness of or consciousness. So when you leave here, if you feel different, my job here was done. And I want you to know, I want you to let me know in the comments. Yeah, Vanessa, at least I'm looking at it differently. Now it is your responsibility to continue to energize those thoughts and those feelings or those emotions. Okay? Because here's the thing, this is very interesting and super exciting for me. This is what wakes me up every single day, and being able to transfer this information to you guys where you will make a change is what literally gets me out of bed. Like, just talking about it fires me up, right? So I want you to know that when you are, what do you have to do, Vanessa? Thank you for the follow, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What do you have to do? Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is get into the present moment. The second thing that we want to do is teach our brain how to lower the emotions, or how to go into lower brain waves, which means they're more suggestible. And that means that you believe more in good things, in possibilities. Sometimes we have been so traumatized and so hurt, and we are so involved in the stories that we continuously tell ourselves, that it is, a little bit difficult for to believe that we can have this, that it is our divine right. And I want you to know that you have the power to use the same attachment that you have to it not working out, the same power you have to use that attachment and those thoughts for it to work out. And I wrote down a few of the things that I absolutely recommend. So and I use this I teach women how to sell more with confidence. And selling with confidence means that instead of you being obsessed with the sale and the money and catching the sale or the customer or whatever it is, you drop into this intelligence that you have in your heart. It's this divine intelligence. Your heart is the only organ that has another brain. Your heart emits 8,000 times more magnetism than anything else in your body. Your heart, if you have been here before, you know what I mean or what I think about it. And we actually do brain heart meditations because when your brain or your mind and your heart is in coherence or clear communication, the frontal lobe that makes you feel out of control and that doesn't stop with the incessant thoughts is quieted. There is communication between all of the sectors or areas of your brain and your heart. Your organs are all incoherent, they're working correctly. And the energy that you are emitting, it's an energy of love, of abundance, of appreciation, of gratitude, of value. And by universal law, that is the life that you will start living. So you have to trade whatever emotion you have been bringing up until now and whatever you have been saying to yourself, and you have to train your body and your mind. And the easiest and best way to do this is through meditation. It's a free resource and you have to be committed. And you know what? I'm going to share with you how I coach myself. I have been doing this for 9 years. I am completely obsessed with human psychology, human behavior, quantum physics, spirituality, meditation, and Dr. Joe Dispenza. That is it. Oh, and skincare. If you know me, you know that that is absolutely true. Listen to this amazingness. Since you now know that your thoughts and your feelings create your reality, and that they have, thank you so much, that they have networks of information, because here's what happens when something bonds together, it sticks together. So imagine you repeating all day, I can't do this, it's so hard, it won't work, I'm in fearful, what is somebody going to think, what is somebody going to say, whatever it is. And if you want to share a few of the things that you say to yourself, then you can share that, right? So when you're that becomes your hardware, meaning it's been ingrained in you until you decide that you no longer want to live that life. That's it. And when you do that, you start changing activities that you did before for new ones, like meditation. Meditation rewires your brain. It puts you back into a state of high vibration, of communication, and things magically start happening. The second thing is, I always remind myself, always, to focus on the good things that I did that day. To focus, and I have a list on my phone that says notes, in notes that says magic from the universe, because sometimes I can forget of all the greatness that I have available. Sometimes I forget that I am the co-creator of my life. And one of the prompts that I use is every time something that I know was part of what I wanted, because I now intentionally focus on what I do want and not what I don't want, I write it down. So let me give you a clear example. Look how amazing it is. Um, I I told you guys I'm obsessed with skincare. So last week I made an appointment, which I had yesterday, but now I have it today at night. And yesterday my mom was talking to me and she said out of nowhere, Vanessa, I was thinking that for Mother's Day, why don't you make an appointment with Juliet, which is the lady that we go to, and I will pay for your skincare, like whatever treatment I'm going to get done. And I was laughing about it. And she was like on the phone, like, what, why are you laughing? What's wrong? And I said, Mom, what do you mean? I feel it literally was a gift from the universe. Like, what are the coincidences that my mom calls me the same day that I changed my appointment and she says, oh, for Mother's Day, why don't you have that? And when something is manifested, it has to completely come from a place or somewhere that you don't expect it. So, one of the things that I want you to know is things like that are going to start happening to you. Things like that are going to start happening. And if you fall off the bandwagon, meaning if you fall off, don't make it a habit of falling off. You have to take action, because what you're doing is you are rewiring the old beliefs. You have to take action every day. And the only person that stops you from taking action is you. Everybody has this intuitive gift that if we truly understood it and awaken it even more, you will see that you could be completely guided by intuition. You don't need anything else. So you're going to tell me that a person's opinion is more powerful than the divine and the access that you have to that? I don't think so. I'm not going to give my life to somebody's opinion. Absolutely not. And I believe that nothing is a coincidence. So I believe if you're here, now you know. You cannot unknow because everything that I share, you can go Google it and you can read up on it. Okay. So the first one is take focus. Teach your body. The first one is meditation, lower your brain waves, learn how to access and feel frequency. It's amazing. You don't have to do anything else. You just have to access that frequency, bring your attention there and take it off here. That's all you have to do. And you start experiencing what it is, the quantum, the opportunities, the blessings, and you know what? I always tell myself the same thing. Okay, so I have two options. If I feel that I am in deep, I have two options. Either I continue to reinforce that or I continue to consciously focus on what I want. If I consciously focus on what I want, since my mind is subjective, my mind is going to make my body feel that I'm already there. And what did I just do? Amplify my electromagnetic field. Do I need to know how the blessing is going to come or the thing that I want or the problem that's going to be solved? Do I need to know that? No, I don't. 2 weekends ago, I came back from Dr. Joe. It's a retreat that I go to as many times as I can. And it was life changing. It's been life changing for me. Thank you, universe and God and divine, that I got to experience that and that I hopefully will continue to go. That's my thing, right? And as soon as I got off, and this is a meditation retreat where you meditate a lot, a lot. By the way, it's the most wonderful thing in the world. And when I got back, as soon as Kathy knows this, Kathy is my assistant. As soon as I got off the plane, I got hit with 8 really bad text messages. And I was faced with a pretty big problem that I had no idea how to solve. And every time I would feel desperate or not empowered or not excited, I would bring my body back to the present moment and I would continue to focus on that. Listen to me good. I didn't say first I got the funds that I needed, or first I had the healing that I needed, or first, and then no. When I had no proof in the tangible and everything was kind of going haywire, I continued to focus on that. Those problems solved in the most amazing, magnificent, almost unbelievable way that I never could have imagined. Because if I could have imagined, it would have been the known. And the known is what I control. And what I control is what I know. So that means it's past behavior. Yes? Yes. So I don't know how to meditate, Vanessa. Go Love 20 on YouTube is a great one. If not, you can come and sign up for our 30-day meditation. It's very low price. If you're not committed to doing it, don't sign up. The second thing is focus on gratitude and appreciation. And how do you do that? Start making your list of things that you're thankful for, no matter what it is. Uh, Being alive today, your health, your children's health, the opportunities that exist, the fact that you feel now more empowered, the fact that you want to make a change in your life, that you have food, that you have water, that, like, hello, the entitlement sometimes that we have, right? If that is your level of gratitude right now because you're going through something different, like difficult, and you can only focus on being grateful for having a home and your health and all of your senses and wi-fi and knowledge of YouTube, I don't know, whatever it is, those are things that I'm grateful for because I love learning. You start there because that automatically connects you to the frequency of gratitude, and gratitude is receivership. You are changing your energy. If you change your energy, you change your life. Okay. So I don't care what happened. I don't care how bad the story is. Everybody has faced trauma. And if you need to do it on your phone, do it on your phone. Just write, I'm grateful for being awake, for being alive. Okay. And that is going to start teaching your body the gratitude and appreciation, which you already know. It gives out that signal, that frequency. And with regards, and this I will close with because I have 5 minutes before I have to go coach. With regards to women and sales, which is what I talk about all the time, but I wanted to make this a little bit more general so anyone can identify, right? And you only take what resonates with you. If this didn't, don't take it. It's okay. Like, I don't take it personal. Only what makes you feel different. Remember that your feelings are your guiding force. So, what makes you feel different, that's what you take with you. The last thing that I want to say, and I want to say this for all the women that are entrepreneurs and that are growing their business, is take the focus off money and put the focus on value, the value that you give through a product, through a service, through information that is transformation, through whatever it is that your business, it doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter. What value does that bring? How does that improve someone's life? The value. Focus on that. That's going to start changing the way that you see and react to money. And if it helps, pretend until you start feeling it. So when you're paying, pretend that you're doing it with all the love in your heart and so grateful because you know that it's coming back tenfold, or whatever you want to say to yourself, because we are subjective. That means that what you say, you start believing, and that's the energy that you give out. I so needed to hear this. I'm glad you're here. I'm very glad. Okay, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this live. I hope that if you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Consider subscribing to our YouTube, because we will be doing a weekly live like this or similar to this. If you want to sign up for our meditation challenge, which is goes more in depth to what we talked about today, then I will post a link below. Kathy's on both social medias, whatever it is. And what else? Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I will see you guys next Wednesday. And if you want to suggest a topic that we talk about, just let me know. And I would love to do that because I want to share things that you guys are interested in, right? Other than that, again, thank you. And I will see you guys soon.